everyone to the Instagram live session. So today we have with us, this is a very sweet and lovely person, and her niche of improving and just impacting several student life, that is all about to the concept of holistic learning. So let's just explore what is it all about, and she is with us to enlighten with her knowledge about holistic learning and what is the role of sleep most importantly in this process. So welcome Ravtej to our Instagram live. We are
Thank you
grateful to
so
you.
much,
Your
Arun.
presence just add up the session much more. So what is exactly holistic learning? Means what do we focus more? You can just explain it in simple words. Yeah,
Yeah,
over to you.
yes. Somehow I like, equating learning with eating because food is something which is everyone cherishes. Matlab, it's something which everyone enjoys. But coincidentally, learning is not something which everyone enjoys. So I associate it with food so that people start enjoying the learning part also in life. So, as in a food or in a diet, we need a balanced diet. So, we need a right mix of carbs, proteins, and vitamins, minerals, fats, everything. Similarly, when we are learning, learning is not only restricted to books or हमने एक chapter पढ़ लिया हमारी we have learned that chapter or we have I would put it more precisely. We have rote learning. हमने कर लिए वो answers के या वो concept का and we have just put it in the paper or our answer papers. That isn't learning. That is a very minuscule part of academics, and that too also it is rote learning. I mean, I am actually sure because of my experience of almost 12 to 15 years in the education field. Students, 50 to 60% of students, they don't remember the concept once the papers are done. They don't know how to apply. उनको conceptually definition सब आते हैं, but if I tell them how will you use it in your life, they have no clue about it. But they have secured good marks. So these marks are actually not worthy enough to make the child or the student use that concept. Because we have just because हमने academics को learning या education के का दर्जा दे दिया है. Whereas learning is something which is it could be through books is one part of it. It could be through observation. As a small child, अभी हम जैसे एक छोटा बच्चा घर पे है, we don't have to teach him or her the mother tongue. When we are communicating with among the different other family members, the child is picking up the words in mother tongue. We never have to give the child the dictionary for the mother tongue कि इसका meaning ये है. We don't have to do that. But he is learning through observation. That is learning. So learning is as natural as breathing. It has to be as natural as breathing, and not you have to take. We have to put in efforts. I agree, but it is not like a household chore which has to be with lot of stress and struggle. It has to be an adventure where you are really excited to go into that adventure. How students are excited to go about a trek or a road trip adventure. So that kind of emotion should be attached, associated when you are learning something. So that is why this holistic learning is either you have it through your books, you have through observation or someone's instruction or through practice. This is cycling. Again, it's a skill. The child will not learn in a day, but slowly, slowly, when he keeps on practicing it, he will master the skill. वो एक दिन आएगा when you have to give him that balanced tires with the cycle. Slowly, slowly, you will remove the balanced tires of the cycle, and slowly he might also have a minute or a two. He might leave his hands and ride a cycle. That is the level of practice which the child might have come up to. So learning is a holistic way where it is not restricted only to books. And holistic से मेरा मतलब है कि हम अलग अलग चीजें यूज कर रहे हैं. हम अपनी ऑब्जर्वेशन दैट इज हमारे सेंसेस यूज कर रहे हैं, हम पढ़ना यूज कर रहे हैं, हम एक्सपीरियंस अपने यूज कर रहे हैं कि हमने ये गलती अगर हो गई है तो हम नेक्स्ट टाइम हम उसको कैसे करेक्ट कर सकते हैं. So I personally follow the approach of the learning. The is an acronym which I use, which is for techniques, habits, and environment. That is very essential. So techniques is again as per the child or the student कि वो कौन से type का learner है. We have basically 4 types of learners on a broader scale. So the first student needs to know कि मेरा what is my style of learning. And then when he chooses that kind of technique which suits his needs of processing, because हमने कुछ सुना है, किसी ने कुछ सुना है, किसी ने कुछ देखा है. So हर एक का अपना अपना स्टाइल ऑफ प्रोसेसिंग है, इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोसेस करने का. वो स्टाइल सबसे पहले हमें पता होना चाहिए कि हमारा वो स्टाइल क्या है. Once we know what is our style, we can match. जैसे मुझे पता है, अगर मुझे ब्लू कलर सूट करता है तो I will opt for blue color more. It's as simple as that. So that is how you choose a technique as per your style. And then comes the habits. जैसे आज हमारा sleep का main topic है. Sleep is a very, मतलब you actually learn when you are sleeping. So it is that important. And ironically, students just miss their sleep before exams. So sleep is it's a habit which you need to work on it. And how it will enhance and boost your health to hey, but the learning part. How you will score actually more when you sleep. So it's not
Yes.
the vice versa. It is actually when you sleep properly and with a good amount of hours is when you score more. How is
So
that
can you
we'll discuss
just
through the
explain? Yeah,
conversation. Yeah.
yeah. You can just proceed with the learning technique. Yeah, the E part also is still.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
you need.
E is the environment, which is the how you create the physical and the mental space when you are learning. Because learning, जैसे हम बोलते हैं, it is on all 4 parts. That is your body, mind, spirit, and soul. That is how we have the 4 styles of learning also. So we have 4 bodies and we have the 4 styles. So that is how learning is holistic within itself. We have to just unfold and you know it's like open the windows for the children to use this path.
Correct. Actually, आपने बहुत अच्छे से समझा है कि learning should be fun. Current educational system is just making up academic focus, mugging up the things. Concepts clear नहीं है, but learning जितना fun होगा, मजेदार होगा, उतना बच्चे enjoy करेंगे और वो चीज को समझेंगे. So that's actually a very important thing you focused on. तो आप हमें बता सकते हैं कि connection कैसा है sleep और learning का? आपने बहुत कुछ मतलब समझाया, बट एक्चुअली स्पेसिफिकली अगर बोला जाए तो स्लीप और लर्निंग कैसे मतलब कनेक्टेड है?
Okay. I'll like to use a metaphor or an example for this. अगर हम एक लाइब्रेरी का एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं, सो पूरे दिन कैसे बहुत सारी बुक्स आ रही हैं, जा रही है, and all those things. So that books, coming of books, going of books in a library, that is I will associate it. जैसे आपने पूरे दिन में कितनी information ली है, what have you written through hearing, all the senses, whatever you have used, जितनी भी information आपके अंदर गई है, that is the library. Okay? अब अगर आपकी लाइब्रेरी में लाइब्रेरियन नहीं होगा, तो क्या नेक्स्ट डे आपको सेम बुक उसी जगह पे मिलेगी? नहीं. It will be a total mess. So it is exactly the sleep is working as a librarian. It is assorting the books properly as per the section, as per the subject, wherever it needs to be put in. So that next day when you wake up, you are fresh to absorb new information. So basically, you have a short-term memory and a long-term memory. So short-term memory is here and on the back, this portion of your brain, whereas your long-term memory is here. So sleep आपका कुरियर का काम करता है. वो जब आप सोते हो और वो उसकी कंडीशन वही है बॉडी की कि आप सोगे तभी मैं वो कुरियर का काम करूंगा, आप जागोगे तो मैं वो कुरियर का काम नहीं करूंगा. So that's a term and condition which nature has put on us, which we have, if we obey to the nature, the results will be there. So when we sleep and at an appropriate time, the courier service, that is the sleep, is working. So your short term memory का information gets stored in your long term memory. And वो short term memory का खाली होना भी जरूरी है. That is why if it is empty, then only next day you can fill in information. अगर वो आधा भरा होगा तो obviously आप उसमें थोड़ी ही information डाल सकोगे, पूरी तरह नहीं डाल सकोगे. So this is how your sleep is, so it plays such a vital role. अगर मैं आज के टेक savvy जमाने में if I correlate with the students, you are typing everything in a word file. You keep on typing. That's again the information which you are loading throughout the day. But अगर आप control S नहीं दबाओगे, everything is gone. So that control S is control save in computer, but हमारे यहाँ control sleep है. So that is the importance of sleep in the journey of learning, in the process of learning.
बहुत अच्छा चीज, क्योंकि आप जितना बोले स्लीप से पता चलता है कि इट्स आवर बॉडी इज हीलिंग और रिपेयरिंग. इट्स द
Yes.
टाइम वी शुड गिव, वी शुड
Yes.
स्लीप एट प्रॉपर टाइम. तो हमारा ब्रेन के लिए भी अच्छा है, हमारे लर्निंग प्रोसेस के लिए अच्छा है, ओवरऑल हेल्थ के लिए अच्छा है. तो ब्रेन
Yes.
कैसे प्रोसेस करता है इंफॉर्मेशन स्लीप के द्वारा, आपने समझाया. और भी अगर आप कुछ एलैबोरेटली बता पाएंगे तो अच्छा रहेगा.
Okay. So I would also like to explain, जैसे हम sleep actually for a child or a student, especially it is adult को भी हम 8 hours, but it's 7.5 to 9 hours is the average. तो जनरली कैसे होता है ना, हमारी स्लीप एक 90 मिनट्स का साइकिल लेती है.
ओके.
तो आपकी नींद वैसे होनी चाहिए कि आपको पता होना चाहिए कि 90 मिनट्स के अकॉर्डिंगली उतने साइकिल्स हो. आप जनरली एंड ऑफ द साइकिल पे जब आप उठेंगे तो आप ज्यादा फ्रेश फील करेंगे. सो अप्रोक्सीमेटली आपको अगर 7.5 9 जो आपकी बॉडी की रिक्वायरमेंट है उस हिसाब से यू प्लान योर sleep. So if you have to wake up at 6 in the morning, so you have to be by 10 p.m. on the bed. Okay, so that 8 hours. And जो मैंने आपको वो courier service वाला example बताया, that is where again your sleep is divided into your non-rapid eye movement and rapid eye movement वाला section. So in that process, when this non-rapid eye thing is happening, that is where the information is being transferred from your short-term memory to your long-term memory. और जब ये ट्रांसफर आपकी डीप स्लीप में होता है, एकदम स्टार्ट में नहीं होता है. स्टार्ट में व्हेन यू हैव अ वेरी लाइट स्लीप, बिकॉज लाइट स्लीप इज लाइक जब तक आपको पता है कि हाँ कोई रूम में आ रहा है या जा रहा है, अभी लाइट बंद हो रही है. So that is when you're in a lighter sleep. But when you go into a deep sleep, that's when the work starts, the brain starts working or the body is working.
Absolutely.
Yes. And also I would say sleep ideally 10 to yes, because if I English language भी ना बहुत ऐसे you know the words are very self explanatory. When it's 12 in the night, you say midnight. So it's the night is already mid, the half night is already gone, so we have to actually sleep at least 2 hours before, you know, 12 or 9:30 10, whatever the, see, it depends on how much, what time you have to wake up. But if you have to wake up say around 8, that doesn't mean you sleep at 12. You can get up early and sleep early. So that shouldn't be an excuse कि मुझे सुबह लेट उठना है तो मैं आज लेट सो सकता हूँ.
Yeah.
And it's also told जो ये आपका 9 p.m. to 12 midnight वाली जो sleep होती है, it's the 1 hour sleep is equivalent to 2 hours of rest. So it's like a win-win situation कि आप कम सो के भी you get that deeper sleep.
Correct. Quality
And
of sleep भी better
yeah,
है.
so
Yes.
आप yes, so that quality मतलब आपका जैसे it's like an offer kind of a thing कि आप 1 घंटा सो रहे हो, but आपको value wise it's like again nature is giving कि if you follow nature it will give you 2 times 3 times your efforts.
Correct.
It's not only the services or the product, but the nature is also giving you 2 times. But we have to grab it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So आप कुछ टेक्निक्स बता सकते हैं जो स्टूडेंट्स को यूजफुल होगा अपने स्लीप को इम्प्रूव करके अपना लर्निंग कैपेबिलिटीज को भी एनहांस कर सकता है। कुछ टेक्निक शेयर करेंगे ताकि सबको यूजफुल हो सकता है।
ओके, बेसिकली अगर हमको स्लीप अच्छी करनी है ना, इट स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम मॉर्निंग। द मोमेंट वी वेक अप, our body starts, slowly slowly, हमको लगता है कि हमसे सोने से आधा एक घंटा पहले हमको नींद आनी शुरू होती है, ऐसा नहीं है। The body starts working the moment we wake up. So moment when you wake up, अगर आप उठते सार within like the first 20 or the 30 minutes, if you can get sunlight directly in your eyes. So if that is possible, if you cannot go out for a walk, but at least window ke paas you can have that natural light or the sunlight coming on your eyes, because that's when your melatonin starts. It gets a signal कि भैया बाहर light हो चुकी है, it's time to wake up. And it also starts working कि जब darkness होगी तब आपको सोना है. So again, everything is available free of cost. You don't have to spend any penny on it. So just open your window and take that light on from your eyes to the body so that the body gets the signal. That's the first thing. Second is have a bit of exercise, the physical movement, because of the sedentary lifestyle, or the school hours are also so long, and then they have their coaching classes or some other tuitions where the kids are going. So the physical activity has been reduced. So they are stressed mentally, but physical stress वैसा नहीं हो रहा है कभी कभी, या वो ओवर एग्जॉस्ट हो रहे हैं, बिकॉज ओवर एग्जॉशन में भी कभी कभी नींद नहीं आती. व्हेन यू लाइक ओवर टायर्ड, वो एक नींद ये हो जाती है, जस्ट गेट स्लिप्ड ऑफ. तो फिजिकल एक्सरसाइज विच बैलेंसेस द एजिलिटी ऑल्सो, एंड द बॉडी का एक वो lubricancy भी रहती है, that is also being maintained, which again helps you falling in the sleep also. So that is second thing. Third would be, ideally I will never suggest students for a tea or a coffee, but if they are consuming it, it has to be prior to 4 p.m. उससे भी पहले होता है तो well and good, but not post 4 p.m. because again caffeine would help you, वो sleep ये हो जाएगी. So at least not late night. I know at certain age, वो especially during board exams, you have that tendency कि हम चाय पी लेते तो नींद उठ जाएगी and then we can study for longer hours. But somehow you're disturbing your own rhythm. वो early age पे शायद आपको immediate effects ना दिखेंगे, but constant practice you will see the effects post 30. But वो हम उतनी long term उस time की vision होती नहीं है. We just focus for the tomorrow's paper. So it's better we have a throughout learning process which is a very healthy one and an engaging and an interesting one, so that हमको ना cramming करनी पड़े exam के पहले, and neither we get into unnecessary caffeine. And with the coffee shops, the increased number of coffee shops, the caffeine intake among teenagers is actually high. Yes. And this caffeine intake, I mean, science has proven it. 1 cup of coffee, if you drink, you need 5 glasses of water to compensate the dehydration. And that comes to my next point, which is keeping yourself hydrated. That is also important. And the last tip I would suggest is not having heavy meals. The dinner meals need not be heavy. A very simple logic. A body takes minimum 2 hours as if you're having a lighter meal, and if you're having a little heavier, to 3 to 4 hours. So I would suggest a 2 to 4 hours is the time as per the body type and the dinner which you have had. Digestion will take place. Now, if you are sleeping, you have had your food, for example, at 9 and you go to bed at 10. आपके हिसाब से आप सो रहे हो, but your body is still digesting the food. You haven't got into the deep sleep. So now you feel you have slept for 6 hours and 7 hours. But out of that 6 hours, 1 to 2 hours has gone only in digesting. It's not gone into the deep sleep. So वो आपका deep sleep शुरू ही late हुआ है. So it is ideally at least 2 hours before, 3 hours so well and good if you can have that kind of a buffer, but minimum 2 hours of gap within the dinner and the sleep so that you get that deep sleep. The deeper the sleep, the more your concepts which you have learned gets consolidated in your long term memory.
Yes.
And if I would suggest a technique which you should practice, अगर आपको कोई टॉपिक डिफिकल्ट लग रहा है, स्टूडेंट्स को अगर सपोज हमने दिन में पढ़ा है बट यू रियली फील कि नहीं यार ये वैसा नहीं हुआ, जस्ट रीड इट बिफोर यू आर स्लीपिंग, सो दैट बिकॉज हमारी बॉडी कभी काम करना रुकती नहीं है. Some of the other part is working.
Okay.
Heart is working, breath is going on, cleansing is going on, repairing is going on. It's only the movement which is not happening. Because see, up when you were seeing a dream also, जब हम कोई dream भी कर रहे हैं, if you are falling in a dream, you don't actually fall from the bed. You don't start moving your hands. So body is still. Mentally आपका काम चल रहा है. So that is how your body is working. अगर वो सबकॉन्शियस माइंड वहां पर उसकी जो एक्टिविटी ये होती है या इंटेंसिटी होती है, दैट इज रियली हाई. सो इफ यू आर अगेन रीरीडिंग समथिंग, बट रीरीडिंग इज एक्टिव रीरीडिंग, नॉट जस्ट a passive reading, and actively engaging or trying to recap the concept which you have learned throughout the day, or just know the words which you really want to remember कि उस concept में से मुझे क्या याद करना है. If you do that immediately prior to sleep, and once you wake up, after waking up some time little later, if you can just again go through that, it will be consolidated seamlessly, मतलब you effortlessly, I would say. आपको समझ में भी नहीं आएगा कि ये यस आई मीन कल तक आपको इतना जो कॉन्सेप्ट डिफिकल्ट लग रहा था, इट्स जस्ट बीन अ स्मूथ फ्लो ऑफ learning, and you will be surprised when you just the words come directly from pouring from your pen, and you're writing
This
in
is
a
actually
complete
the
flow of
core
it.
tip you said, yeah, because this is the challenge most of the students face. They feel like something is very difficult, something that they can't remember, or they don't feel like that interest to go forward with it. But this is a very important tip we shared, that read it before you sleep. It gets stored in our subconscious memory, and this processes the rest. It's
So
important. Yeah.
it's like again, you don't have to put in much efforts, but you're getting again the 2x and the 3x times because we're difficult here and you're just doing it. Some people, they don't get sleep quickly, or they have an anxiety, or when they try to sleep, there are a lot of thoughts, or a lot of thoughts going on when in their mind. So in that kind of a situation, a child, whatever the thoughts are there, the child or the parent, whoever has this kind of, because it's beneficial for everyone, you can just pour all their thoughts, write down all their thoughts without thinking about good, bad, right, wrong, just all their thoughts in a, it's kind of a journaling if you say, but all the thoughts in a notebook. So that you have, you have cleaned your slate before you were sleeping. So that again, it reduces your thoughts, it relaxes your mind, and it helps you in your sleep. So that
So
is
if
also
you
one more.
yeah,
Yes.
summarize then briefly, then the first important thing is sunlight. The one
Yes.
should be exposed to sunlight, because then only the hormone releases, which actually enhances our sleep quality and quantity both.
Yes.
Then exercise also plays an important role. Hydration, as you mentioned, stopping the uses of caffeine by 4 p.m. Now, there should be no intake during the evening time or after, also during the night time. And
Yes.
learning the things which they find it difficult before they sleep actually rewires the subconscious memory. So this is a very important thing you said. Actually, you highlighted the very important concepts also of learning, because learning should be fun. That is what I appreciate during this session, which I actually liked a lot. And thank you so much, Ravtej, for your valuable time, for joining in this session and sharing your insights. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So we will definitely catch up another time and discuss more about the learning technique. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Thank you
Thank you.
everyone for joining. Thank you.